Hey garden friends, how you doing? I am here on a Friday morning. I usually come over on Wednesdays, but it was raining on Wednesday and I was in the middle of a project for my son and I just could not pull myself away from that project. Look at that beautiful nasturtium flower and all those gorgeous nasturtium leaves. And this little blue flower, this one's called Love in the Mist. It's one of my favorites. It's so pretty. And then here's our rose bushes. Got a red rose and a pinkish white rose. That one I think is really bright pink, but nobody is blooming on that. There's the white one. Here's one. I'm not sure if this is officially a sunset rose, but it looks a lot like the one that they call the sunset rose. And then here is my favorite, the yellow rose. I wonder if anyone can guess why the yellow rose is my favorite. There's our ceanothus plants. And look at our outdoor classroom. So I thought it might be nice to take video in the morning today because usually I'm over here around 12 to 1 on Wednesdays. And so when I headed out this morning to run an errand, I thought maybe I'll go do a video at the garden this morning because look, the sun is different in the morning. Might be a fun project. I wonder what kinds of things we could investigate about the movement of the sun. Because in the morning, there's a lot of shade in some parts of our garden this time of year. Do you notice that? Oops, sorry, I'm spinning the composter and they hit something and made noise. Do you notice? Here's if we're facing the garden, that's the left side of the garden, and the right side of the garden. There's still a lot of shade over here from the fence on the right side of the garden. It's already, I think it's like 9:30 in the morning, and it's still really shady on this side. See those tiny plants down there? And then all these plants are tall. They're like, we want the sun all day. Let us reach the sun. Let's check on, let's see, here's some borage right there. And then we've got, I'm sorry, I don't remember if that was a squash or a cucumber. I think that's a cucumber right there. And then we have a really big chard. And look at this beautiful cabbage. Oh, look at that. I am casting a shadow all over that cabbage plant. But look how pretty it is. Can you see down in the middle? Right down in here. See how the leaves are starting to curl up? Let me see if I can get it close enough you can see. The leaves are right in the center here are starting to curl together and form what we call a head of cabbage. You've probably heard us say a head of cabbage and a head of lettuce. Now look at this. The tomatoes are still in shadow. The peppers are already starting to get some sunlight. And I believe these are our eggplants. Check that out. We've got, I think, 4, maybe 5 or 6 eggplant plants. We've got 4 pepper plants. And here's our tomatoes. They are looking good. It looks like they are very happy with the rain we've had. Those are some really beautiful, healthy tomato plants. There's a borage right at the end and some wheat. Oh my goodness, here's the strawberry bed. Look, part of the strawberry bed, can you see that? Half of the strawberry bed still has shadow. That's so exciting. I'm really excited to think about this idea of where does the sunlight shine in our garden? And at what time is it shining? Because right now at 9:30, a good chunk of the garden still has shade. I wonder what time it'll be when all of the shade is gone and the whole garden is in sunlight. I wonder if anyone can make a prediction. What time do you think the sun will be high enough in the sky that the whole garden will be in sunlight? If you think about the videos I've already posted, look at that big fat bumblebee. How cute is he? the videos I've already posted, I've usually done at 12 to 1. And it's usually full sunlight by then. At 9:30 here, there's about 30 to 40% of the garden is still shaded at 9:30 in the morning. So I wonder if we can figure out what time it'll be full sunlight. And then the other thing is, think about the way the sun moves. It's going to go overhead and then it's going to come back down on the other side, which means this side of the garden that's all sunny right now, it'll be in the shade sometime in the evening. I wonder what time in the evening it'll start to get shady on the other side of the garden. I don't know, these are just some thoughts. I'm not really sure of the answers. If you have some ideas about what time you think the garden's in full sun, or what time the garden might start getting shaded, look at those beautiful bumblebees. Let your teacher know and they can tell me what time you think it might be completely sunny and what time you think it might start to get shady. Oh, those bumblebees are so beautiful. Thanks, pollinators. We so appreciate your help in our garden. Look how pretty they are. Look, there's some of our California poppies. And did you see how pretty the Shirley poppies are? Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? I've never had that style of poppy before, and I'm so glad that we planted it. I think it might have been an accidental planting. Maybe we weren't even really sure about having planted that, but I'm so happy because they're just beautiful flowers. Maybe a project we can think about doing next year, if we grow those poppies and all of our other flowers, maybe we can think about small groups making bouquets for our teachers. That would be really nice because our teachers are doing such an amazing job. They love you all so much and they work so hard. Oh, look at this. I almost walked right past the rain gauge without checking it. Look at that. So the rain gauge measures how many millimeters of rain we've had since it was last emptied. So I wonder if you can see right here, it looks like it's at the line just under the number 15. So do you see where there's, let's see, here's 10, here's 15. It's one line under. So we've got 14 millimeters of rain in there. Now, it hasn't been emptied this week, so that's probably a cumulative amount. Cumulative, that's a big word, huh? It means all together. All the rain we got for every day this week is all in there. Let's go take a quick peek over here. I know my video is starting to get a little long, but I've had some friends say, wait, we want to see the willow house. So I got to make sure I walk over to the willow house so everybody can see. Look at how pretty the story tree looks this morning. The story tree is all in shade, but it's not cold right now. It's a nice temperature. That would be a great place to have a story right now. Here's our willow house. Here's our snake and reptile habitat area. All right. Oh boy, my friends, I mentioned this, I think, in the last video. I wonder what kind of animal is making these little dirt piles that I see here in the willow house. Did anybody have a guess? I bet you could help me figure that out, because I would be really curious to know who's digging holes inside our willow house. Look at this pretty view. Sorry, there's a plane right above me. It's a little noisy. But that's okay. We're going to just enjoy the view from our willow house window out on our garden. So nice. Well, friends, I think that's it for me today. But I would love to hear from your teachers if you can let them know a couple of things. What time do you think the garden will be in full sunlight? What time of day? What time of day do you think the shade might start coming over from the other side of the garden. And then what kind of animal do you think is making those sort of uprooted earth in our willow house? So if you want to let your teachers know, and they will pass your ideas off to me, and I will let you know next week what the answers are to all those questions. I don't know the time of day things. I'll have to go research myself. So maybe you can help me figure that one out, okay? All right, we miss you, sea wolves. I hope you are all well, and I will talk to you again later.